Did you know your muscles naturally start disappearing after 60? It's true. Most of us lose significant muscle mass as we age, making everyday tasks increasingly difficult. Have you ever found yourself struggling with groceries that once felt light as a feather? Or noticed that climbing stairs leaves you winded when it used to be effortless? Thousands of seniors are fighting back with a simple powder that costs less than $20 a month. This affordable solution is backed by hundreds of scientific studies showing remarkable results for older adults. The difference it's making in people's daily lives goes beyond numbers. It's about regaining independence and confidence in everyday activities. The hidden problem making daily tasks harder. Did you know there's a reason many seniors struggle with simple tasks they used to do easily? Things like standing up from a chair or carrying a bag of groceries that were once effortless now feel challenging. This isn't just about getting older. It actually has a name, and understanding it might be the key to staying independent longer. What's happening in your body has a medical term: sarcopenia. It's the natural loss of muscle that happens as we age. The word comes from Greek, with sarco meaning flesh or muscle and penia meaning loss. What's important is knowing what's going on inside your body and what you can do about it. This silent condition affects up to half of all adults over 60. Nearly 50% of seniors are dealing with this issue, but most don't even know it has a name. It's not something doctors typically mention during checkups, even though it affects daily life in significant ways. The tricky part is how quietly sarcopenia develops. Your body loses muscle slowly, just 1 to 2% per year starting around age 50. That might not sound like much, but it adds up over time. By 70 or 80, many people have lost 20 to 40% of their muscle mass. Like air slowly leaking from a tire that eventually affects your ability to drive safely. These changes happen so gradually that most people don't notice until everyday activities suddenly become difficult. Think about your morning routine. Maybe you've noticed it's harder to get out of bed now. Or perhaps buttoning a shirt takes more concentration than it used to. These small challenges are signs that your muscles aren't as strong as they once were. Sarcopenia affects daily life in numerous ways. Carrying grocery bags from the car leaves you tired and sore. Getting up from a soft couch requires using your arms to push yourself up. Climbing stairs winds you quickly as your leg muscles fatigue. Opening jars becomes frustrating, reaching high shelves feels risky, and standing long enough to cook a meal becomes uncomfortable. These are early warning signs that your muscles are changing in ways that affect your quality of life. This muscle loss directly impacts your independence. When simple tasks become challenging, many seniors start avoiding them. You might ask for help more often, change shopping habits to avoid carrying heavy items, or rearrange your home to avoid stairs. These small adjustments represent a gradual loss of independence. The connection between muscle strength and overall health goes deeper. Your muscles play important roles in your metabolism, immune system, and how your body responds to illness. When you lose muscle, you become more vulnerable in multiple ways. Perhaps most concerning is the connection between muscle strength and fall risk. Falls represent one of the biggest health threats to seniors, and muscle weakness is a leading cause. When your legs aren't strong enough to catch yourself after a slight trip, or your core muscles can't help you regain balance quickly, you're more likely to fall. For seniors, falls often lead to serious injuries that can permanently reduce mobility and independence. Here's a surprising fact. Muscle strength is actually a better predictor of longevity than many other health markers. Research shows that grip strength and how quickly you can rise from a chair correlate strongly with overall health and life expectancy. Your muscles matter for both movement and overall health. The good news is that sarcopenia isn't inevitable. Some muscle loss happens naturally with age, but how much and how fast depends on factors you can control. Many seniors aren't aware that there are effective ways to fight back against this muscle loss, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. Inside your body, muscle fibers shrink in number and size as you age. The connections between nerves and muscles weaken. Your body becomes less efficient at turning protein from food into new muscle tissue. And certain hormones that help maintain muscle mass decline naturally with age. While some muscle loss is normal with aging, Excessive muscle loss isn't. The difference often comes down to lifestyle factors. How active you are, what you eat, and certain supplements that can help. This matters because your muscles are your foundation for independent living. The activities that make up your daily life, preparing meals, cleaning your home, shopping, visiting friends, playing with grandchildren, all depend on having sufficient muscle strength. When that strength diminishes, your world literally becomes smaller. I've talked with seniors who describe how muscle loss changed their lives. One woman stopped going to church because she couldn't stand long enough for hymns. A man gave up gardening because getting up and down became too difficult. Another sold their two-story home because carrying laundry up and down stairs had become impossible. The impact extends beyond physical health. When moving becomes difficult, many seniors become less social, stopping activities they love. This isolation can lead to depression and cognitive decline. The mind and body connection is powerful, and muscle health plays a crucial role. So what can you do about this natural process that threatens your independence? More than you might think. But before we talk about solutions, let's understand exactly how muscle loss affects your daily life and why maintaining your independence requires taking action now. How muscle loss threatens your independence. What's the real cost of losing muscle as you age? It goes far beyond just looking different in the mirror. Think about all the things you do every day. Making breakfast, getting dressed, walking to get the mail, or playing with your grandkids. Every single one of these activities relies on your muscles working properly. When muscle loss starts to take hold, its effects spread through your entire life like ripples in a pond. Your health, mood, and ability to live life on your terms all become affected. The changes might start small, perhaps needing the handrail more often on stairs, or feeling unusually tired after shopping. These subtle shifts can be easy to dismiss as just getting older, but they signal important changes happening in your body. This creates a dangerous cycle. When movement becomes harder, we naturally move less. When you move less, your muscles weaken further. As muscles weaken, movement becomes increasingly difficult. This self-perpetuating cycle can dramatically accelerate muscle loss if not addressed. Martha's story illustrates this perfectly. At 72, this lifelong gardening enthusiast noticed increasing difficulty kneeling down and standing back up while tending her flowers. Gradually, she reduced her time in the garden. "I'll just do a quick watering today," she'd tell herself. Within 2 years, her once beautiful garden sat mostly unattended, and she'd lost one of her greatest joys. Robert experienced similar changes. He played tennis 3 times weekly into his 60s until he began feeling unsteady on the court. "My reaction time slowed, and I couldn't move side to side like before." Rather than adapting his activity, he simply stopped playing. Without regular exercise, his muscle loss accelerated. Now at 75, he struggles with basic activities he never imagined would become difficult. These stories demonstrate how muscle loss creates a snowball effect, beginning with minor adjustments but potentially ending with major life limitations without intervention. One serious consequence of diminishing muscle is compromised balance. Your body depends on muscles for stability. As these muscles weaken, maintaining balance becomes challenging. You might feel unsteady on uneven ground or when standing on one foot. These changes significantly increase fall risk. Falls present serious concerns for aging adults. More than 25% of older adults fall annually, often resulting in broken bones, hospitalizations, and lengthy recoveries. Many seniors develop fear of falling afterward, further limiting activities and accelerating muscle loss. Injury recovery also becomes more difficult with reduced muscle mass. Your body needs strength to heal efficiently. With diminished muscle, bouncing back from even minor setbacks takes longer. A simple cold might now require weeks rather than days of recovery time. As physical limitations increase, many seniors begin restricting their social lives. The community center might seem too far a walk. Restaurant outings might mean uncomfortable seating. Volunteer opportunities might require too much standing. These social withdrawals affect mental health. often leading to isolation and depression, which further reduces likelihood of staying active. Perhaps most critically, muscle strength directly correlates with maintaining independent living. The ability to remain in your own home depends largely on performing basic daily activities. Rising from chairs, climbing stairs, carrying objects, and managing personal care. When muscle loss progresses beyond certain thresholds, these simple tasks can become unsafe to perform independently. Transitioning to assisted living represents more than a change of address. It fundamentally alters your lifestyle. It typically means reduced privacy, less control over daily schedules, and fewer opportunities to engage in preferred activities. While these facilities provide essential care, most seniors prefer remaining home as long as possible. Muscle maintenance represents one of the most effective strategies for ensuring this independence. This situation is serious, but not inevitable. Unlike many aging aspects, muscle loss can be actively countered. Even without intense workouts or complicated routines, you can make meaningful progress. Small adjustments to nutrition, movement patterns, and supplementation can help preserve muscle and maintain functionality. Your body remains remarkably responsive regardless of age. Even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, muscles can strengthen, balance can improve, and activities that seemed increasingly difficult can become manageable again. Maintaining independence requires deliberate attention, similar to maintaining your home or garden. Today's efforts can determine your lifestyle quality for years ahead. For those already noticing muscle loss and increasing difficulty with activities, it's never too late for positive change. Your body can respond to beneficial adjustments at any age. There's a simple addition to your daily routine that many seniors haven't discovered. Something that could help counteract muscle loss when combined with light activity. Weightlifters have used this supplement for decades, but it may prove even more valuable for seniors. Yet few doctors discuss it during appointments. It's affordable, supported by extensive research, and might be exactly what you need to maintain strength and independence as you age. The simple powder many doctors don't mention. There's a supplement that weightlifters have used for decades that might be even more valuable for seniors. Yet most doctors never bring it up. It's a simple powder that could help keep your muscles strong as you age. I'm talking about creatine, and it might be one of the most overlooked tools for helping adults over 60 stay independent. Creatine is a natural compound that your body already makes. It's stored mostly in your muscles and helps them produce energy, especially for quick movements like catching yourself when you trip or lifting something heavy. Your body makes about 1 gram of creatine each day, and you get small amounts from foods like meat and fish too. Despite more than 500 scientific studies showing its benefits, most seniors have never heard about creatine for fighting age-related muscle loss. It functions like a secret fuel reserve that your muscles can tap into precisely when you need it most. Researched extensively since the 1990s, hundreds of studies demonstrate how it helps people of all ages, including older adults. Many people, including some healthcare providers, still categorize creatine as a supplement exclusively for young athletes and bodybuilders. This misconception persists that it serves only those trying to build large muscles or enhance sports performance. However, the research clearly shows it offers specific benefits for older adults maintaining strength as they age. Creatine consists of 3 amino acids that your body combines to create this important compound. It's completely natural, and your body already produces it. Understanding what creatine is not proves equally important. It isn't a steroid or hormone, doesn't interfere with your hormone levels, isn't a stimulant like caffeine, and differs from protein powder, though many confuse the two. You can find creatine in foods like beef, pork, salmon, and tuna. The challenge is that you'd need to eat about 2 pounds of meat daily to get enough creatine to see the benefits shown in research. That's neither practical nor healthy for most people. This is why supplementing with a small amount of creatine powder makes sense, especially as we age and our natural creatine levels decline. Creatine has an excellent safety profile based on decades of research. Scientists have studied it extensively since the early 1990s, examining everything from muscle function effects to long-term safety. Study after study confirms its safety for healthy adults. It stands as one of the most thoroughly researched supplements available, with more scientific backing than most supplements marketed to seniors. Creatine offers affordability compared to many other supplements aimed at older adults. A quality creatine supplement costs about $15 to $20 for a 2 to 3 month supply, around 25 cents per day. This price point falls well below many joint supplements, calcium products, or specialty vitamins marketed to seniors. The form to look for is creatine monohydrate, the most researched and least expensive version. Basic creatine monohydrate works perfectly well and has all the research supporting it, without needing fancy formulations with extra ingredients. Why isn't creatine more widely recommended to older adults? Several factors contribute. Doctors receive minimal training in nutrition and supplements during medical school. The perception persists that creatine is exclusively for young athletes. And since creatine occurs naturally and can't be patented, pharmaceutical companies don't market it like prescription medications. At its core, creatine serves as an energy booster for your muscles, helping muscle cells produce energy quickly. This proves especially important for movements that become harder as we age. Standing from chairs, climbing stairs, maintaining balance, lifting groceries. As we age, our natural creatine levels decrease, potentially contributing to weakness and quicker fatigue during physical activities. Supplementing with creatine helps restore those levels to where they were when younger. The evidence supporting creatine's benefits is well established in the scientific community. Researchers worldwide have documented its effects for decades. Studies show improvements in muscle strength, power, and mass in older adults taking creatine, especially when combined with even light exercise. Research also suggests benefits for bone health, brain function, and injury recovery. Interestingly, creatine appears to work even better for older adults in some ways than for younger people. This may result from seniors having lower natural creatine levels initially, giving them more to gain from supplementation. Your muscles use ATP, adenosine triphosphate, for energy. Think of it as your muscle's battery pack. Your body stores only enough ATP for about 10 seconds of intense activity before needing to produce more. Creatine helps your body recycle used ATP into fresh ATP more quickly, allowing muscles to maintain energy production efficiently throughout the day. Whether you're walking to the kitchen or picking up a grandchild, this process happens constantly inside your muscle cells. Having more creatine available means your muscles can sustain energy production more effectively all day long, explaining why those 500-plus studies show such promising results for older adults. How creatine works inside your muscles. Imagine if your muscles had a special backup battery they could use when needed. That's basically what creatine provides. When you need to move quickly or push yourself up from a chair, your muscles need energy right away. Creatine gives them that extra boost when they need it most. Your muscles run on something called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Think of ATP as your muscles' energy currency. Just like you need money to buy things, your muscles need ATP to move. Every time you stand up, reach for something, or catch yourself from falling, your muscles are spending this ATP currency. The challenge is that your body only keeps a small amount of ATP ready in your muscles, just enough for about 10 seconds of activity. After that, your body needs to make more ATP. It's like having a small wallet that only holds a few dollars at a time. Once you spend it, you need to refill your wallet. As you age, your natural creatine stores decrease. Your body produces less creatine on its own, and you might consume less meat and fish, which are the main food sources of creatine. With reduced creatine, your muscles can't replenish their ATP energy as quickly, making rapid movements more difficult. Consider when you need to catch yourself if you start to trip. Your muscles need immediate energy. There's no time to wait. Or when lifting a heavy pot in the kitchen or standing up quickly to answer the door. These moments require instant muscle energy. Your regular muscle energy works like your car's standard fuel tank. Fine for normal driving. Creatine functions as a special auxiliary fuel reservoir that activates when you need quick acceleration or to climb a steep hill. While not your everyday energy source, it's crucial when sudden power is needed. Taking creatine supplements essentially fills this special tank, ensuring your muscles have extra fuel for important quick movements. Without sufficient creatine, trying to move quickly becomes like attempting to accelerate with an almost empty tank. Your body struggles to respond. Here's the biological process. When muscles use ATP for energy, it breaks down into ADP, adenosine diphosphate. To regenerate ATP quickly, your body uses creatine phosphate to convert ADP back into fresh ATP. Picture it like a recycling plant that instantly transforms used batteries, ADP, back into charged ones, ATP, using creatine as the power source. The more creatine available in your muscles, the faster this recycling happens. This allows your muscles to produce energy longer before fatigue sets in, especially helpful for sudden movements that become more challenging with age. This energy system matters in everyday activities. Catching yourself on uneven sidewalks, carrying groceries up final steps, or reacting quickly while playing with grandchildren. All these situations depend on rapid muscle energy production, beyond immediate energy needs. Creatine supports muscle recovery and growth. When you use muscles, tiny tears form in the fibers, a normal part of getting stronger. Your body repairs these tears, building stronger muscle fibers in the process. Creatine enhances this repair mechanism by drawing water into muscle cells, bringing nutrients with it. These nutrients accelerate recovery and support muscle development. The result: muscles with both more energy during activity and better recovery afterward. This recovery benefit becomes particularly valuable as we age, since our bodies naturally become less efficient at building and maintaining muscle. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, affects everyone, but its progression varies greatly depending on activity level and nutrition, including creatine availability. The advantages of optimal creatine levels extend beyond muscle strength. Research indicates creatine may support brain health too. Your brain, like muscles, uses ATP for energy. Creatine ensures brain cells maintain the energy they need for proper function, potentially explaining why some studies show cognitive improvements from creatine supplementation in older adults. In summary, creatine works in your muscles by accelerating ATP recycling, providing more power for sudden movements, supporting better muscle recovery, and maintaining proper water balance in muscle cells for growth and repair. These benefits address the specific energy and recovery challenges of aging muscles. Adequate creatine can make the difference between catching yourself during a trip or falling, between exhaustion or mild exertion after climbing stairs, and influences how quickly you recover from daily activities. Creatine works with your body's natural processes. You're simply providing more of a compound your body already produces and uses, explaining its strong safety record in research studies. The benefits are backed by hundreds of scientific studies showing real improvements in muscle function, strength, and power. While early research focused on young athletes, recent studies specifically examining older adults show promising results. Scientists have been studying creatine for decades. But what does research specifically say about its benefits for people over 60? The answer might surprise you, especially if you think supplements only help younger people. Let's start with the big picture. There are more than 500 peer-reviewed studies on creatine, with many examining older adults specifically. The results are remarkably promising, and contrary to initial expectations. When researchers first studied creatine in seniors, they anticipated smaller benefits than in younger adults, assuming older bodies would respond less vigorously. Their discoveries revealed the opposite. Interestingly, several studies demonstrate that seniors often benefit more from creatine than younger adults. Research from the University of Saskatchewan found significant improvements in older adults taking creatine, challenging assumptions about supplements and aging. Key research findings include a muscle strength improvements of 5 to 15% in just a few months, translating to easier chair rises, improved stair climbing, and better household task performance. An enhanced recovery after periods of inactivity like illness or surgery. An improved balance and stability, reducing fall risk. Potential cognitive benefits, particularly for memory and processing speed. A comprehensive review analyzing 20 different studies with adults aged 48 to 84 found that people taking creatine while doing simple weight exercises gained more muscle and strength than those doing identical exercises without supplementation. This demonstrates how creatine amplifies even light exercise benefits. The improvements extend to specific functional movements crucial for daily independence. A 2024 study found creatine significantly improved seniors' ability to stand from sitting positions, one of the strongest predictors of independence in older adults. The same research documented improvements in grip strength and pressing power, abilities used daily for tasks like opening jars, carrying groceries, or pushing up from a bathtub. Balance benefits are particularly valuable for older adults, as falls represent a major health concern. Creatine supplementation, especially when paired with simple balance exercises, improves stability by supporting fast-twitch muscle fibers that make quick corrections when balance falters. Another fascinating area of research examines how creatine helps seniors recover after inactivity. When illness or surgery limits movement, muscles typically waste quickly, particularly in older adults. Research indicates creatine may protect against this muscle loss and accelerate recovery upon resuming activity. In one study, older adults taking creatine before and after wearing a leg brace lost less muscle mass and regained strength faster than non-supplementing participants, potentially valuable for seniors recovering from hospital stays or illness. Perhaps most intriguing are studies showing creatine's benefits beyond muscle tissue. A 2023 analysis found creatine improved memory performance more significantly in older adults than younger people. Researchers theorize this occurs because creatine provides energy to brain cells similar to muscle cells. Your brain consumes substantial energy, and adequate creatine may support better function, especially during aging. While these cognitive benefits aren't as thoroughly established as muscle benefits, they're promising. Several studies show improvements in memory and mental processing speed in older adults taking creatine. This aligns with our understanding that the brain uses ATP for energy, and creatine helps recycle ATP efficiently. For daily life, research suggests creatine addresses many physical challenges of aging. Stronger muscles facilitate stair climbing, better balance prevents falls, faster recovery means quicker rebounds from illness, and cognitive support maintains mental sharpness. Most studies combined creatine with some physical activity. While creatine provides benefits independently, it works optimally when paired with even light exercise. The good news: intense workouts aren't necessary. Simple movements like chair stands, light walking, or gentle resistance band exercises suffice when combined with creatine. Consistency matters more than intensity. Regular creatine intake produces better results than occasional larger amounts. Effects build gradually as creatine accumulates in muscles, typically over 2 to 4 weeks of regular use. Research also demonstrates creatine's remarkable safety profile. Across hundreds of studies, side effects remain minimal, usually limited to occasional mild stomach discomfort that typically resolves as your body adjusts. The evidence is clear. Creatine helps maintain and improve muscle strength, enhances balance, speeds recovery from inactivity, and potentially supports brain function. These benefits appear stronger in older adults than younger people, making creatine increasingly valuable as you age. With such promising research, you might wonder exactly how much creatine you should take to see these benefits. This is important because taking too little won't provide the results seen in studies, while excess supplementation wastes money without additional benefits. Let's talk about the right amount of creatine for seniors to get optimal results, based on research showing what works best for older adults. The right amount for best results. Taking too little creatine won't help, but is there such thing as taking too much? Let's talk about the perfect amount. When I first started researching creatine for older adults, I noticed there was a lot of confusion about how much to take. Some websites recommended large amounts, while others suggested tiny doses that probably wouldn't make any difference. With all the different advice out there, many seniors feel confused about the right amount. Should you take a lot at first and then cut back? Do you need more if you weigh more? What's the minimum amount that actually works? These are all good questions that deserve straightforward answers. Let's clear up this confusion right now. For seniors, most experts recommend taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily. That's it. No complicated math or adjustments needed. This simple approach works well for almost everyone over 60, regardless of your size or activity level. How much is 3 to 5 grams exactly? It's about 1 level teaspoon of powder, much less than many people imagine. 1 teaspoon mixed into your morning coffee or juice is all you need. You might have heard about a loading phase, where you take more creatine initially, but for seniors, this isn't necessary. Gregory Cloutier, a human performance expert at Northeastern University, explains that older adults do just fine with the simple approach of 3 to 5 grams daily. The loading phase can sometimes cause digestive discomfort, which isn't worth the slightly faster results. When you take 3 to 5 grams daily, your muscle creatine levels will still reach their optimal level. It just takes about 3 to 4 weeks instead of 1 week with a loading phase. The end result is the same, but the gentle approach tends to work better for older bodies. Something important to understand about creatine is that it needs to build up in your system over time. Think of it like filling a bathtub with a slow trickle of water. Eventually, the tub gets full, but it doesn't happen immediately. This is why consistency matters more than timing. Taking your creatine at the same time each day helps you remember it, turning it into a habit like taking any other daily supplement. Some people find that adding it to their morning routine works best, perhaps stirring it into coffee or breakfast. Others prefer taking it after their daily walk or exercise. The specific time doesn't matter nearly as much as taking it regularly. What happens if you miss a day? Don't worry. It's not like a medication where missing a dose is a big problem. Your muscles store creatine for a while, so an occasional missed day won't set you back. Just continue with your normal amount the next day. It's the long-term consistency that produces the best results. Is it possible to take too much creatine? Research suggests that higher doses don't provide extra benefits beyond what you get from 3 to 5 grams daily. Your muscles can only store so much creatine, and any extra simply gets filtered out by your kidneys. Taking more means you're wasting money as your body eliminates what it can't use. Research shows creatine is safe even at higher doses, but there's simply no need to take more than the recommended amount. Staying within the 3 to 5 gram range gives you all the benefits without any waste. I sometimes hear concerns from seniors about measuring powder accurately. If this worries you, there's a simple solution. Many supplement companies now sell creatine in convenient 3 gram or 5 gram packets, eliminating the need to measure it yourself. Alternatively, you can use a small measuring spoon. Most kitchen stores sell 1 teaspoon measures that work perfectly. Another option is creatine tablets. If you don't like dealing with powder at all, you can find creatine in pill form. These typically come in 1 gram tablets, so you take 3 to 5 pills daily. The downside is that pills are usually more expensive than powder, but they offer convenience that some people prefer. When I started taking creatine myself, I began with 3 grams daily and found it was a perfect entry point. It gave my body time to adjust without any digestive issues, and I still noticed improvements in my strength and energy after a few weeks. Many of my clients have had similar experiences starting at this lower dose. If you're new to creatine, starting at the lower end of the range, 3 grams, is a good approach. After a few weeks, you can try increasing to 4 or 5 grams if you'd like, but many people do just fine staying at 3 grams daily. Dr. Andy Reid at the Banff Sport Medicine Clinic suggests a simple approach. Adding creatine to your morning coffee is a convenient way to ensure you get your daily intake. This kind of simple habit makes it easy to remember your supplement each day. The research shows that the benefits of creatine start to appear after about 2 to 4 weeks of consistent use. This is when you might notice activities becoming a little easier or your recovery after exercise improving. The full benefits typically develop over 1 to 3 months of regular use. So how much creatine should seniors take each day for best results? The answer is straightforward: 3 to 5 grams daily. No loading phase is needed. Consistency matters more than exact timing. and the benefits build gradually over several weeks of regular use. Now that you know the right amount to take, you might be wondering about the practical aspects of taking creatine daily. What's the best way to mix it? Does it taste bad? Can you add it to hot drinks? Let's talk about the simplest ways to mix and take your daily creatine so it becomes an easy part of your routine. Simple ways to mix and take creatine. Some supplements taste terrible or require complicated mixing. Is creatine one of them? This is a question I hear a lot from people who are new to supplements. Thankfully, the answer is very simple when it comes to creatine. Unlike protein powders that can be chalky or fish oil that might leave an aftertaste, pure creatine monohydrate is basically tasteless. It doesn't have a strong flavor that you'll need to mask or fight through. This makes it one of the easiest supplements to take, especially if you've had bad experiences with other products in the past. Many people worry about texture too. Will it feel gritty? Will it be hard to stir? Will it leave clumps floating in your drink? These are all reasonable concerns, especially if you've tried other supplements that didn't mix well. The good news is that basic creatine monohydrate dissolves fairly well in most liquids with just a bit of stirring. If you want an even smoother experience, look for something called micronized creatine when you're shopping. This is creatine that has been processed to have smaller particles. These smaller particles dissolve more easily in liquids, making it even simpler to mix. You'll often see this mentioned right on the front of the package. So what's the easiest way to take your daily creatine? You have several simple options. Many people stir it into their morning coffee or tea. The warm liquid helps it dissolve quickly, and since creatine is almost tasteless, it won't change the flavor of your drink. I know many seniors who have made this part of their morning routine. They just add a small spoonful to their coffee, give it a stir, and they're done for the day. Carol, a 68-year-old who started taking creatine last year, told me, "I was nervous about mixing supplements, but adding creatine to my morning coffee is absolutely effortless. I can't even tell it's there, and my grandkids have noticed how much stronger I've become." If you don't drink coffee or tea, creatine mixes well with orange juice, apple juice, or any other juice you enjoy. The natural sweetness of juice completely covers any slight taste the creatine might have. Some people find that citrus juices work especially well for mixing. Water works perfectly fine too. While creatine in plain water might have a very slight taste that some people notice, most find it completely acceptable. Just add your teaspoon of creatine to a glass of water, stir for about 30 seconds, and drink it down. You can also mix creatine into soft foods if you prefer. Applesauce, yogurt, or oatmeal can all work well. This can be especially helpful if you sometimes forget to take supplements with liquids, or if you have trouble drinking enough fluids. When I talk to seniors about adding creatine to their routine, I often hear concerns about the measuring and mixing process. Will I need special equipment? How will I measure it correctly? These practical questions have straightforward answers. For measuring, most creatine supplements come with a small scoop inside the container that measures exactly 5 grams. If yours doesn't include a scoop, a level teaspoon from your kitchen drawer measures about 5 grams, which is perfect. The mixing process itself requires nothing more than stirring with a spoon. No blenders, shakers, or special bottles are needed. What about timing? While some supplements have strict timing requirements, creatine is forgiving. The most important thing is taking it consistently each day. Many experts suggest that taking it at the same time daily helps form a habit, making you less likely to forget. Some research suggests taking creatine after exercise might be slightly better for muscle uptake. But for seniors, the difference is small enough that convenience should be your priority. Choose a time that fits easily into your daily routine. If you experience any stomach discomfort when starting creatine, which is rare but possible, try taking it with food instead of on an empty stomach. This simple adjustment works for most people who experience mild digestive issues. For travel or days away from home, some companies sell creatine in individual packets that are perfect for travel. Or you can use small containers to pre-measure your daily amount. Creatine also comes in capsule or tablet form. While usually more expensive than powder, pills offer convenience that some people prefer. One important habit to develop when taking creatine is drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Creatine draws water into your muscle cells, which is part of how it works. But this means staying well hydrated is extra important. A good rule is to drink an extra glass or two of water daily when taking creatine. So what's the simplest way to mix and take creatine supplements? Add 1 teaspoon, about 3 to 5 grams, to any liquid you enjoy, stir for a few seconds, and drink it. Do this once a day, every day, ideally at the same time to help form a habit. That's all there is to it. No complicated protocols, no special equipment, and no bad taste to overcome. This simple approach makes creatine one of the easiest supplements to add to your daily routine. The small effort of taking it consistently can lead to meaningful improvements in muscle strength and energy. These benefits become especially important as we age and look for safe, proven ways to maintain our independence. The water connection you need to know. There's one simple thing you need to do when taking creatine that many people forget, and it makes all the difference. I'm talking about drinking enough water. This might sound too basic to matter, but trust me, it's actually one of the most important parts of making creatine work for you. Creatine and water have a special relationship in your body. When you take creatine, it pulls water into your muscle cells. This is actually part of how it works. That extra water helps your muscles produce energy more efficiently. But for this process to work properly, you need to have enough water available in your body. Think of it like trying to fill a water balloon from a nearly empty bottle. If there's not enough water in the bottle, the balloon remains limp and ineffective. Similarly, without adequate water in your system, creatine can't properly hydrate your muscle cells. The water balloon can only fill to its potential when there's sufficient water available. Just like your muscles can only benefit fully from creatine when you're properly hydrated. Creatine draws water specifically into your muscle cells, helping them function better. Your muscles become more hydrated from the inside, which improves their performance. However, this process means creatine is moving water from other parts of your body into your muscles. This is particularly important for seniors because many older adults are already slightly dehydrated without realizing it. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally decreases. You might not feel thirsty even when your body actually needs water. Studies have found that up to 40% of seniors may be chronically mildly dehydrated. Adding creatine further increases your body's water needs, making proper hydration even more critical. The solution is straightforward. Most experts recommend drinking an extra 8 to 16 ounces of water daily when taking creatine. That's just 1 or 2 extra glasses. Not a huge amount. This small increase supports creatine's effects while keeping the rest of your body properly hydrated. Adequate hydration doesn't just help creatine work better. It also prevents potential side effects. The most common initial side effect is stomach discomfort, which might include mild stomach aches or bloating. Proper hydration often prevents these issues entirely. If you do experience any discomfort when starting creatine, try drinking more water and taking your creatine with food rather than on an empty stomach. When your muscles are properly hydrated, the chemical reactions that produce energy work more efficiently. This means you get more benefit from the same amount of creatine. It's like making sure your garden has enough water. The plants can only use the nutrients in the soil when there's sufficient moisture to transport them. Staying well hydrated offers benefits beyond optimizing creatine. Your kidneys function better, your digestion works more smoothly, and even your brain performs better when properly hydrated. Studies show that even mild dehydration can affect mood and thinking. Joint health improves with proper hydration too. Your joints contain fluid that helps them move smoothly, and staying hydrated helps maintain this fluid. This is especially important as we age, when joint comfort becomes more of a concern. Better hydration might even help with energy levels throughout the day. Many people who think they're tired because of age are actually experiencing the effects of mild dehydration. Simply drinking enough water can make a surprising difference in how energetic you feel. To ensure you're drinking enough water each day, create simple habits. Have a full glass of water first thing in the morning, before your coffee or tea. Keep a water bottle within easy reach during the day as a visual reminder. Have water with every meal. If you find plain water boring, add flavor with a slice of lemon or lime, a few berries, or a splash of juice. Herbal teas, hot or iced, also count toward your fluid intake, as do foods with high water content like fruits and vegetables. Remember that you don't need to drink gallons of water. The recommendation is just an extra 8 to 16 ounces daily when taking creatine. This moderate increase helps your body use creatine effectively without sending you to the bathroom constantly. So why is drinking more water essential when taking creatine? Because creatine draws water into your muscle cells as part of its mechanism of action. Without enough water available, this process can't happen properly. Plus, proper hydration prevents side effects and supports your overall health. This simple habit, drinking a little more water each day, can make the difference between creatine working well for you or not seeing the full benefits. It's an easy step that costs nothing but pays big dividends for your health. Now let's talk about one of the most important benefits creatine can provide for seniors: maintaining mobility as you age. After all, maintaining mobility easily and confidently is at the heart of the connection between muscle strength and staying mobile and independent as you get older. It's actually much stronger than most people realize. Think about all the movements you make in a typical day: getting out of bed, standing up from your favorite chair, walking to the mailbox, climbing the steps to your front door. Each of these movements depends on having enough muscle strength to support your body weight and keep you stable. As we age, many of us start to notice changes in how we move. Maybe you've found yourself holding the railing more tightly when going downstairs. Or perhaps you've started looking for chairs with armrests because they're easier to get up from. These small adjustments happen so gradually that we often don't connect them to changes in our muscle strength. But that's exactly what's happening. The numbers tell a concerning story about mobility and independence. Studies show that about 35% of adults over 70 have some form of mobility limitation. These limitations often start small: a little unsteadiness here, a bit more caution there. Over time, they significantly impact your ability to live independently. Difficulty with mobility remains one of the main reasons seniors eventually need assistance or face moving from their homes. This is where creatine offers a specific benefit that many seniors don't know about. Creatine particularly helps with what scientists call fast-twitch muscle fibers. These muscle fibers handle quick, powerful movements. Exactly the kind you need for stability and sudden reactions. When you catch yourself after tripping on an uneven sidewalk or quickly step over something in your path, you're using these fast-twitch fibers. These fast-twitch fibers tend to weaken faster than other muscle types as we age, making quick movements more challenging over time. Creatine helps these muscle fibers produce energy more efficiently, giving them the power they need for sudden bursts of movement. Think of your muscles as the foundation of a house. When the foundation is strong, the entire structure remains stable through storms and time. Similarly, strong muscles provide the foundation for maintaining independence through life's challenges. In everyday life, better walking ability is often the first improvement many seniors notice when taking creatine. Walking requires constant small adjustments to maintain balance, especially on uneven surfaces. With stronger muscles supporting these movements, walking becomes more comfortable and less tiring. Like Margaret, 72, who now confidently walks through her neighborhood park without fearing the unpaved sections that once made her anxious. Balance improves as well. Good balance depends heavily on having enough muscle strength to make quick adjustments when your body starts to tip. As your muscles become stronger with creatine, especially those fast-twitch fibers, many seniors report feeling steadier on their feet after a few weeks. Stair climbing, particularly challenging for many older adults, requires significant leg strength, good balance, and the ability to lift your body weight with each step. The strength improvements from creatine can make climbing stairs easier, allowing continued access to all areas of your home and community without limitation. One of the most important movements for maintaining independence is the ability to get up from a chair or toilet without assistance. Physical therapists call this a sit-to-stand transfer, and it's critically important for independent living. If you can't get up on your own, you immediately need someone nearby to help. Research shows that creatine helps maintain this important ability. One study found that older adults taking creatine alongside simple resistance exercises showed significant improvements in their ability to stand up from a chair, doing so more quickly and with less effort than before. This simple improvement makes a huge difference in daily confidence. These mobility improvements extend beyond your home too. Better strength and balance mean you can continue driving safely for longer, shop more easily, enjoy social activities, and participate in simple pleasures like gardening or playing with grandchildren. Creatine becomes especially valuable because it addresses specific challenges of aging. As we get older, our bodies naturally produce less creatine, while our muscles become less efficient at using available creatine. Taking creatine supplements essentially makes up for this age-related deficit, giving your muscles the energy they need to function better. The benefits become even more powerful when combined with physical activities. Even light movement, like short walks or simple exercises while watching TV, enhances creatine's effects. This creates a positive cycle. Creatine gives your muscles more energy, making movement easier, encouraging you to move more, which helps your muscles grow even stronger. So can creatine help maintain mobility as you age? Research strongly suggests it can. By supporting the specific muscle fibers needed for stability and quick movements, creatine addresses common mobility challenges of aging. The improvements translate directly to better walking ability, balance, and independence in daily activities. These benefits don't require intense exercise or complicated routines. Even seniors with limited mobility can see benefits from combining creatine with whatever level of activity is comfortable for them. This brings us to an important question many seniors ask. Do you need to exercise while taking creatine, or can the supplement help on its own? While creatine provides some benefits by itself, combining it with even very light physical activity creates significantly better results. Let's talk about what kind of exercise works best with creatine, and why the combination is so powerful for maintaining independence as you age. Do you need to exercise too? Can you just take creatine and skip exercise? Or do you need both for the best results? This is one of the most common questions I hear from seniors considering creatine. You might be wondering if you can get all the benefits just from taking the supplement without changing anything else in your routine. I'll give you the straight answer. Creatine provides some benefits on its own, but combines with physical activity for significantly better results. Research clearly shows that creatine plus movement delivers superior outcomes compared to either approach alone. The good news is that you don't need intense workouts. We're not talking about joining a gym or lifting heavy weights. Even very light exercise, like short walks around your neighborhood or simple movements at home, greatly enhances creatine's effects. Creatine helps provide energy to your muscles, but those muscles need a reason to use that energy. When you move your body, even gently, you're giving your muscles a reason to use the extra energy that creatine provides, helping them get stronger over time. Research shows that basic movements done a few times a week make a substantial difference when combined with creatine. Here are some simple activities that work particularly well. Chair stands strengthen the major muscles in your legs that you use every day. Simply sit in a sturdy chair, then stand up without using your hands if possible. Sit back down and repeat 5 to 10 times. These muscles help with walking, climbing stairs, and getting up from seats. Wall pushes strengthen your arms, shoulders, and chest without stressing your joints. Stand facing a wall with your hands at shoulder height. Bend your elbows to bring your body toward the wall. Then push back to the starting position. Light resistance bands provide gentle resistance while sitting in a chair. Simple pulls and stretches help strengthen your arms, shoulders, and upper back. All important muscle groups for daily activities like reaching, carrying, and pulling. Everyday activities count too. Gardening, walking while shopping, dancing to music you enjoy, or playing with grandchildren all provide movement that helps creatine work better in your body. Finding activities you actually enjoy increases the likelihood you'll do them regularly. The combination of creatine with simple movements creates a positive cycle. The creatine gives your muscles more energy, making movement easier. When movement is easier, you're more likely to stay active. When you stay active, your muscles respond even better to the creatine. One study found that older adults who took creatine while doing basic resistance exercises 2 or 3 times weekly gained more muscle and strength than those doing the same exercises without creatine. This demonstrates how the combination creates enhanced results. These exercises don't need to be strenuous. Even 10 to 15 minutes of gentle movement a few times weekly is enough to enhance creatine's effects. This isn't about pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about giving your muscles just enough activity to respond to the extra energy creatine provides. Start with whatever level feels comfortable. If you can only walk for 5 minutes before needing rest, that's fine. If you can only do 2 or 3 chair stands before feeling tired, that's a good starting point. Consistency matters more than intensity. For those with mobility limitations, even small movements count. Seated exercises, gentle stretching, or water activities like pool walking are excellent options that put less stress on joints while still activating muscles. Many seniors find that after a few weeks of taking creatine and doing light activity, previously challenging movements become easier. This improvement often motivates them to do a little more, creating a positive spiral of better strength and increased activity. The exercise doesn't need to happen at the same time you take creatine. The most important thing is consistency in both habits. Taking your creatine daily and moving your body regularly throughout the week. While creatine may provide modest benefits by itself, it works significantly better when paired with even light physical activity. The combination creates results greater than either approach alone. I encourage you to find activities you genuinely enjoy. Movement shouldn't feel like a chore. It should add pleasure to your day. With creatine supporting your muscles from the inside and simple movements strengthening them from the outside, you're giving your body the best chance to stay strong and mobile as you age. Before starting any new supplement or exercise routine, you might understandably have concerns about safety, especially with existing health conditions or medications. Many seniors wonder if creatine is appropriate for their specific situation. Let's address these important safety considerations next. Is creatine safe for seniors? With so many supplements causing side effects or interactions, is creatine actually safe for older adults with health conditions? This is such an important question, especially when you're considering adding something new to your daily routine. After all, many seniors are already taking medications or managing health conditions, so safety is certainly a top concern. Let's talk honestly about the safety of creatine for older adults. One thing I really appreciate about creatine is how much research has been done on it. Scientists have been studying it for decades, and we have good information about its safety profile, even for seniors with various health conditions. Most research shows that creatine is generally safe for most healthy older adults when taken at the recommended amounts. Remember that teaspoon, 3 to 5 grams, we talked about earlier? That amount has been used in numerous studies with seniors without serious safety concerns. This is reassuring news if you've been worried about trying something new. One thing to keep in mind is that many seniors take several medications, which always raises questions about possible interactions. This is where talking with your doctor becomes really important. Your doctor knows your specific health situation and the medications you take, so they can give you personalized advice about adding creatine to your routine. Let's look at some specific health conditions that many seniors manage. If you have heart disease, the research is generally reassuring. Studies have included older adults with controlled heart conditions without showing problems. Some research suggests creatine may actually support heart muscle function, though more studies are needed to fully understand this benefit. In contrast, diabetes requires more caution. According to the research I've reviewed, creatine supplementation is not recommended for individuals with diabetes. If you have diabetes, it's especially important to talk with your doctor before trying creatine. Similarly, many seniors deal with arthritis and joint pain. Studies haven't found problems with creatine for people with arthritis. Some seniors even report that the increased strength from creatine plus light exercise helps them manage their joint pain better because stronger muscles provide better support for the joints. There's one very common concern about creatine and kidney function that deserves special attention. You might have heard rumors that creatine damages the kidneys. This concern comes from the fact that when you take creatine, it can temporarily increase a blood marker called creatinine that doctors use to check kidney function. Here's what the research actually shows. While creatine itself doesn't appear to affect kidney function in healthy people, it may put an extra burden on the kidneys, especially in older adults with reduced kidney function. If you have healthy kidneys, research suggests creatine is generally safe. But if you have kidney problems, the research notes that your kidneys need to work harder to excrete the creatine, which can be an extra burden. Key safety points to know. Creatine supplementation is not recommended for individuals with kidney disease, liver disease. People with bipolar disorder should also consult with their doctor before taking creatine, as it may increase the risk of mania. Taking creatine with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, may increase the risk of kidney damage. This includes common pain relievers like ibuprofen. Taking creatine with diuretics, water pills, or cimetidine, Tagamet, may increase the risk of kidney damage. Most people who take creatine don't experience any side effects at all, but it's always good to know what might happen. The most common side effects are usually mild and include weight gain due to water retention, muscle cramps, stomach upset, diarrhea, and dizziness. The water retention is actually part of how creatine works. Remember that water being pulled into the muscle cells? This is usually not a problem, but it's something to be aware of. If you do experience mild stomach discomfort when starting creatine, there are easy ways to minimize this. The research suggests to take creatine with non-acidic juice and to divide the daily dose into smaller portions throughout the day. Another tip is to avoid loading with higher doses when you first start. Just stick with the regular 3 to 5 gram daily amount from the beginning. Many side effects can be avoided simply by staying well hydrated, which we talked about earlier. Drinking enough water helps your body use creatine properly and reduces the chance of experiencing muscle cramps or digestive issues. For most seniors, creatine can be a safe addition to your health routine when taken properly. It's generally considered safe for healthy older adults and those with controlled conditions like heart disease or arthritis. The research indicates that when taken as directed, creatine is one of the most well-studied and safest supplements available. The bottom line is this. Talk with your healthcare provider before starting creatine. Show them this information if they're not familiar with creatine for seniors. Many doctors are still thinking of creatine as just a bodybuilding supplement and may not be aware of the research supporting its use in older adults. Now you might be wondering, if I decide to try creatine, how quickly might I notice benefits? This is an important question for setting realistic expectations. Some effects of creatine happen quickly inside your body, but the benefits you can actually feel and see develop more gradually. Let's talk about the timeline for seeing results and what you might expect in the first few weeks and months. Age-related muscle loss doesn't have to slow you down. Creatine gives you a simple way to fight back. 1 small teaspoon each day, that's all it takes. When you combine creatine with staying hydrated and adding just a little movement to your day, you're giving your muscles exactly what they need to stay strong. Imagine continuing your daily walks, embracing your grandchildren, and maintaining your home with confidence. You've worked hard your whole life. You deserve to enjoy your independence. Creatine helps make that happen. Talk to your doctor today and see how this small addition can transform your daily vitality and keep you living life on your terms.